And one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak Convert to Raid. With you as always is Salmisis the Shaman, Belschnickel the Priest,
and Cuddles the Brewmaster.
It's about to get real.
All right, hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Converted Podcast, the podcast for the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US. I am broken already because today is December 14th, and we would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning into our show. I am Cuddles, and with me this evening is the wonderful, the amazing, the incredible Summer Sal. Hi, Sal.
Hi! In this episode, we have Accomp is here to talk about moose runs. I'm playing Hots like a mofo. Nate and Turards are here with Guild Haps, and we have a brand new guildie.
A new guildie, you say?
Yes! Spanx and Scudo, a.k.a. Pandari Air, a.k.a. Panda, have welcomed... Let's see. How do you say it? Evangeline Rose. Evangeline. You think they're going to call her Eve or Evie? Evangeline Rose. Born at 8:18 a.m. on the 15th of December, which is tomorrow.
In the future?
In the future, because Australia is in the future. She weighs 2.6 kilograms, which is 5.7 pounds, and she is perfect. Both mother and daughter are doing very well.
Aww. So basically the entire internet knew all about this before we even said anything, right?
OMG. They live tweeted the entire event from like first going into labor, selfies in the car on the way to the hospital, laughing gas, a few like little gross things, and then like bam, baby. That was crazy. They live tweeted everything from start to finish.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, huge congratulations to Spanx and Panda on the newest addition, our brand new guildie, Evangeline Rose. Now,
did you see that Twitter feed at all?
I did. I saw the very last pictures. I actually responded from the converted Twitter. I saw the last pictures of like mom and a baby. I didn't see the weird pictures, and I didn't see the boom baby.
Well, I mean, we didn't see the boom part, but like, you know, it was like tweet. At one point, she was like, "I feel like you're all here with me." Really? You feel like your guildies are in the hospital with you while you're trying to have a baby? That sounds awful. But I know there's definitely better ways to show it, but I like showing off the calendar that Thule made. Ooh. And here's Panda and Spanx hugging Jules, right? So
aww.
Yeah, and they are the June people on the Thule calendar 2016. And so they are mama and daddy now, mama and daddy Spanx. We're really excited for them. And I can't believe that was all over Twitter while I was at work. So I didn't see any of it till I got off of work. And I'm like, ah!
So
yeah.
Babies are always fun.
Oh, babies. Okay, so Belschnickel's not here tonight, but he'll be back next time, I promise. He's just not here tonight.
Yes, but, and he sends his holiday well wishes to each and every one.
Oh, totally.
Yep. Why don't we
Huh?
Whoa, what you got?
I have nothing. You do you.
I was gonna say, why don't we, since we've kept all these wonderful people waiting while we were streaming in another channel.
That was fantastic. I think you're awesome for that.
Sal is not my biggest fan at the moment, so luckily we have someone who I'm his biggest fan.
Not here.
I know. I would be off the show. It would be over. We would be done. And why don't we go ahead and why don't we get our main event in here? Why don't we welcome the wonderful Mr. Accomp.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
What's
Woo!
up?
There we
We
go.
got
Just
the,
doing
the
all
streams
whole
all set
Skype
and
thing.
good to go now, huh?
Did you see what happened?
Oh, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah,
We
the
all had
thing
a
is,
little giggle. It's fine.
we were talking to people. We were live for like 15 minutes. We were talking, but no one was like responding to the things we were saying. Like we were making jokes and stuff, and like everyone was just having their own kind of chat room conversation, which is fine. I just figured they were ignoring us like they probably should. And then we go live. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then he's all talking like, "Hello, everybody, and welcome, and this is Sal." And then Thule in the chat room's like, "Uh, Cuddles." Yeah, so Thule must have been watching your stream as well.
I guess so. And that's what I have. Okay, so when it drops down, if anybody uses XSplit, when it drops down, I have 4 Twitch channels that I have access to, and I picked the wrong one.
You picked yours.
I did.
I wonder what your chat room is doing. But anyway, we have Accomp here.
We do. We have somebody else we can talk to that isn't me to be ridiculed.
We will ridicule Accomp.
Perfect. Bring it on. Let's do it.
It's been a while since you've been on the show. How you been?
Yeah, not too bad. We've been obviously busy lately. While we're not technically raiding as a team right now, we are spending a lot of time on Heroic Archimond, as you, I'm sure, are aware. So that's been kind of what I've been up to every single Sunday for the last month.
Yeah.
Other than
Okay.
that, I've been playing with the Alone Guild, helping
Oh,
them out with
nice.
progression until they kill Mythic Archimon. So we're 11 out of 13 at the moment with a 1% wipe on Manoroth. So hopefully this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a tough fight, but it's enjoyable. So it's kind of what I've been working on the past month or so.
Oh, we love the alone people. You know,
Yeah, they're great.
most of them have tunes in CTR anyway.
Yep.
You know?
And they've been helping out too. We had Prize helps out every week, and Kaylee and Besitos helped out the past couple of weeks as well. So it's been cool bringing them along and helping out the CTR people as well.
Okay. So when you say help out, I know what you're talking about. Cuddles knows what you're talking about, but let's back it up a little bit. Okay, tell us
Sure.
what CTR raid team you're running with.
Okay, so I raid lead for Convert to Mythic. We stopped raiding, I think, back in October, the beginning of October, just because of attendance issues and burnout and all that. I co-lead with Darius, so I'm sure everyone knows the glorious upbeat wonder that is Darius. So
Aw.
it's us and the LOS gaming guys, Tobo and Tadbo, and we've got, I think there's 23 of us or something like that, and we all still keep in touch and play other games together while we're, not raiding Mythic content. But we still play every Sunday, kind of like I said, with the Moose runs and all that. So it's nice to keep the gang together, if you will, until Legion PTR hits and we can kind of jump back in.
Okay. Now, again, I know the answer to this question, but moose runs. You say that that word, and that happens on Sundays. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so when they announced the Moose mounts, which was I don't even remember when. It was a while ago. They announced it, and I think it was Pat and the LOS guys. They were talking about potentially putting together some runs to help the CTR guild members obtain their mooses, because you can only get the moose mount if you kill Heroic Archimon or higher. It does not drop from LFR or normal. And basically, for anyone that is not, I don't want to say a hardcore raider, but there's a certain level of rating that you need to obtain to be able to kill that boss. It's not an easy boss, if you will, at lower item levels. So they talked about it, and I talked with the team and got everyone's input as far as, is this something you guys want to do? And we kind of came up with the idea to every Sunday we kill Heroic Archimond 4 times, and we help out. It's usually 6 to 8 CTR members each kill. So we end up yielding anywhere from usually 24 to 30 new mooses every Sunday. just to kind of help out. There's no gear requirement. There's no nothing you really need to know. At the beginning of every fight, we actually had a conversation with Colt about this last week. Just kind of, he was laughing at the fact that I say the same thing before every single pull. And part of it is if you don't feel comfortable with the fight, that's not a big deal. Just hit the boss and then go swimming in the lava and enjoy the view. It's not a big deal. We're just there to help, so we kind of help carry the lower geared people or people that just aren't on a team that is to that point yet. So that's kind of what we've been working on.
Yeah, and y'all don't need any gear or anything from that boss, right?
No. We're all sitting at 730 to 740 ish, somewhere in there. So we've been at that point for a while. We just kind of do it just to help out. And like I said, since we're not raiding, it's kind of something for us to do to just stick together. And, we screw around with seeing how high people can parse and things like that. And someone will do something funny just to mess another person up and they'll get angry. And it's all in good fun. But yeah, it's a good time.
How many times Accomp can get life gripped over into the Fellfire and
that's a thing.
Killed before the pull?
Yeah, every time. So at the beginning of every Sunday run, there's a moment of time where I'm getting the group together and, it's 30 people. And then we cycle out 6 to 8 every pull. But at the beginning, Crab, I see him in chat.
Crab is totally here, yeah.
He's usually the biggest instigator, and they like to swap blaster me while I'm, trying to invite people, looking at a different screen, into the lava. And yeah, last week there was like swap blaster chaining life grips until I, cheat death was off cooldown and I was just done. I think I died 2 or 3 times. It was horrible.
It was actually quite amusing from where I was sitting watching your stream.
Yeah.
But no, and something that I wanted to bring up that I've seen over on Twitter is a lot of guilds are doing this. There's people out there that are mythically geared, and a lot of folks in other guilds are doing moose runs, but they're charging for it. Now, people are getting, I've heard 300K a head on some other servers. I've heard 50K on Airy Peak.
I've seen that, yeah.
And using the 50K number, do you know how much gold Convert to Mythic has actually passed on? Because you guys are doing this totally out of like the kindness and goodness and teamwork. What?
Community, teamwork, respect, Cuddles.
It's okay. You can cut that out later. It's fine.
I'm broken.
But he won't.
No.
Yeah. No. To kind of go off that's true. But again, there's a lot of factors that go into it, right? I mean, it is a team effort. We have the CTR Guild, which, I was there when it was created. I took a little break, came back later on. It's something that is always there to go back to, even if you take a break for a while, test out some other team, do whatever you want to do. They're always there. So I figure stopping playing the game, which is an option, it happens, or maybe we can just utilize that time we enjoy playing together. Let's do something useful for the community. But yeah, to kind of go off your little ballpark estimate there, I think it was something like 5.1 million gold or something like that if we were theoretically to charge people for the runs. I do have people, and I kind of mention this in the stream every week, I get so many bribes every single day of how much money would it cost to get me to the top of the list, or are you accepting donations or anything like that? And I just always tell them, like, no, you can't get escalated. There's a list of 468 other Convert to Raid members that are ahead of you. If you want to help donate, then talk to an event planner or something like that, and maybe they can set up a giveaway or I don't know, something like that we can hand out or whatever the case is. But there are I think there are there might be 3 teams now that are doing the Moose runs in CTR, and then there's the whole Friendship Moose campaign deal on Twitter. But yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's okay. Now that you talk about like people wanting less and get escalated, now the list is quite long right now, and you can only reasonably do this on Sundays, and you do it like 4 times on Sundays. And you're saying before the show that it's gonna take you like well into 2016 just to get the people that are on the list now.
It was originally the first week we started, we bumped it up to 15. That was our first, trial is 3 runs with 5 people in each group. And we did that and it wasn't very challenging. So we're like, okay, well, let's bump it up to 7 people with 5 runs. And that fight in particular, there are a handful of instances in the fight where if someone doesn't know what they're doing, it can cause deaths of the people that do know what they're doing. And that night was particularly rough on us because of that. So we dialed it back and we went with 25 to 30. And yeah, based off that, 25 to 30 every Sunday is kind of where we're at now. And yeah, we had to cut off the sign up form for a little while just because we were starting to do the math. And like you said, it was weeks started turning into months, and we don't want to be killing Heroic Archimon every Sunday for the next 6 months. We would get burnt out by that point. So we would like to finish up in the next couple of months. That would be great. And then every once in a while maybe kill them and ask in guild chat or something like that. But that's the goal.
Yeah, and it's wonderful, and I don't feel like there's anything wrong with people charging for those kinds of things. You think about people who are doing progression wanting to pay for their repair fees or all the things that go along with raiding, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But what you guys are doing is so great that you're giving up your time. Thank you. Thanks to your entire team.
Yeah, it's been great too because there have been we've had nights where people will have something come up and they can't make it and we'll be short 4 or 5 people, and I'll reach out in game. I'll reach out on Twitter. I think last week, 2 weeks ago, we had the raid lead of Vodka in there with us. That was just
look at
okay,
that.
Cool, like friends of friends, just might as well. We've had people from other raid teams come in CTR to just kind of help us out, and it's definitely been a team effort, which is really cool to see across the board. So it's been really neat.
Amount. Are you Canadian? No, you're not Canadian. Why do you want a moose? Why do you think people want moose?
I think it varies, right? Like you want some people. Honestly, I mean, yeah, a lot of people do want the moose, but I think that Heroic Archimon kill is also like a staple for people. Yeah. Mostly for the teams, but even just for an individual to say, hey, I've killed this boss. And for anyone that has tried to pug, if you don't have that kill, then good luck getting in a pug that can do that kill because it won't happen. So there's definitely a lot of different things. I think the moose definitely has its appeal. So there's a lot of different reasons I think why people want it. But if we can easily help out a handful of people, then why not?
It's a pretty big handful, though.
It's a couple handfuls. Yeah.
Well, what there's been 102 already, so you're nearly halfway through the entire guild.
That's not math.
I can't math well. He actually made that joke last night, and then I believe Darius corrected him with a number somewhere well into the 7,000s.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like he said, it's not just the moose. You get the achievement, you get the chance on gear, because, like he said, they don't need the gear.
Yeah, and we do it on personal loot, too. So, I mean, the chances of people getting gear is pretty high. I mean, bring your bonus roll, and you're good to go.
Right on.
But the signups are closed. There's still another few hundred people that want to get through there.
But like I said, the good thing about it is there are a couple other teams that are doing this. I know Lakotal's team is doing it. He has a sign up, but They don't do it exactly like we do it. We send out invites every Friday for the following Sunday's run. But I think he does, at the point of time when they're ready to raid, he'll say in guild chat. So you might have a better chance with them at this point to potentially get in. That's possible. So if you're at the bottom of our list, or maybe you weren't able to get signed up, you could probably ask any of the event planners and they can hook you up with a link to one of the other teams or something like that. Or you could always pay for a run if you really want it, but it's always an option.
Oh yeah, and like he said, hashtag Friendship Moose is out there. They have a Discord. There's stuff on Open Raid. So if you don't get to run with Convert to Mythic, don't worry, the Moose can still be in your future. And since we have you here, you are the raid lead of Convert to Mythic. You guys are done. You're taking a break. What are any big plans for Legion? Is everybody fighting over who's going to roll Demon Hunter? Like what's going on? What goes on with a Mythic raiding team?
Yeah, so I mean we've got our own Discord, which is a magical place in itself. But yeah, like I said, we've been playing a lot of other games together just to kind of keep in touch. Some people are raiding with other teams for the time being and plan on returning. Some might not return, and they just want to keep in touch and hang out and whatnot. But the plan is once we get to the point where Legion PTR is ready for testing, whether that's beta raid test or PTR tests, that's when we'll start, and we'll kind of start getting back together, getting in there, doing some testing, making sure that everyone is going to be happy with the class that they pick. I know there are a handful that are already talking about re-rolling since we have like 6 hunters now or something. So that's kind of where we're at. No one is really stuck on the Demon Hunter yet because you don't really know yet, right? I mean, you've played it, but you don't really know the dynamic of it in a raid environment or anything like that. So it's going to take some testing of that for us to kind of get to the point where people are happy with their choices. But yeah, we will. The goal is to jump back into Legion PTR, hit Legion hard on a 2-night schedule, so competing as much as we can compete on that schedule, and have a roster of hopefully 30 going into Legion. That way we can be a bit more selective. If we have to sit people for specific classes, then that's probably what we'll end up doing. Just kind of the maturity of the team and understanding and doing what's best for the team at that point. So.
Right on.
That Crab is in the chat room just trolling the hell out of you right now.
Oh, I see. I'm ignoring him for a reason.
But
so for people that don't know, Crab, we recruited him off server, I don't know, months ago. And he's our enhancement shaman, and he is the biggest complainer about me running combat in a raid because I steal his parses, since there's not enough for him to cleave off of or whatever. Because Fire Nova is real hard, but that's
Shots
basically
fired.
that's basically our team. Our team has a lot of fun, and we trash on each other all the time, all out of good nature. It's just kind of how we work, and if someone's doing something wrong, we're definitely the type of team that's like, hey, stop doing that, and then they're like, okay, stop doing that, and then we move on, and that's it. But yeah, it's a good time. We have a pretty good team. Pretty happy with it. So,
right on.
He is shooting back in the chat room, but he can come on.
Yeah, you can come on some other time, Crab, and we'll throw this other way.
You want him on? I promise. He will. He's a talker, definitely. So, he'd be a good one.
So I do have another extremely important question that I see come up a lot. And I don't know if you've ever gotten this question, but I hear it from guildies all over the place. Is it Accomp? Is it Accomp? Is it AC Comp? Is it Accomp? What are we doing here, man?
Okay, so it's Accomp. You can say it however you want, honestly, because it's pretty much just a made up thing anyway. So you can't be wrong because it's not real. But yeah, it's a soft A. My original name, I started back playing Rogue Spear, Rainbow Six games on PC pretty competitively when I was a bit younger, and it was Accomplice. So I guess you could say it's Accomp.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Look at that. We get the origin story.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
how we've had you for a little while, but I got one question that we didn't really ask you that I know I want to know about. Oh wow. Soft A like your DPS? Is that because I mean I saw the chart.
This
when
is
you were-
this is basically how it goes.
Okay. Oh jeez. How did you get into WoW? Like how you may have said that on the show
Sure.
before, but for those that are just pumped about you doing this moose stuff, how did you get to play this?
Yeah. So I mean, I started playing WoW in high school back in December 2004, shortly after it came out. I rated as a Holy Paladin through Molten Core and Blackwing Lair. Took a break during BC, so I didn't flunk out of college. That was probably the best thing. Don't play WoW in college; it's bad for you. That's real.
That's yeah. Shouldn't do that.
Yeah, so and then I picked it back up in Wrath, and that's when I rolled my rogue. When I started getting big into writing guides and things of that nature. So I've always done things like writing boss guides and class guides, and I've done the CTR boot camps we've had a couple times. So that's always been something I was into, and then I was always big on creating pugs because I was never really part of a guild. I mean, I had played with guilds, but I was really just a solo player, but obviously wanted to be best at what I was, which was DPS and raid environment and all that. So I would host pugs during Trial of the Crusader type deal. And yeah, that's kind of where it all started. And then when the CTR guild got started up, I jumped into that and tried to help out a little bit there. And yeah, here we are. I played with a couple teams and got to the point where Darius and I had some conversations, and we're good to go. We've got a team we're pretty happy about and giving back to the community while we're taking a little break here. So yeah, that's been it. It's just a bunch of rogue. It's basically the story of my life is rogue. That's all I play. I have a bunch of alts that I don't touch. I just neglect all of them. So
Oh,
Only
that's awesome.
rogue.
yeah. So if anyone has rogue questions, feel free. I'm around. There's a great rogue community called Ravenholt that is I will shamelessly plug because they're amazing. A lot of great people there. So definitely take a look if you're in that. If you enjoy the rogue.
Now, what is Ravenholt? Like, is it a website? Is it an IRC? Is it a forum? What do you guys
to
got
everything.
over there?
Yes,
Okay.
to everything. It's ravenholt.net, and they've got spec guides. They've got blog posts. Fiery Demise is kind of the guy who runs it all and coordinates. There's a lot of people behind the scenes. But yeah, there's an IRC chat, so you can always pop in if there's questions, things like that. Super useful. I mean, the rogue is so, and it's with every class, right? I mean, you play it to the ability of where you want to be. So some people take it really seriously, some don't. But yeah, it's great. It has all the resources you need to compete with the top rogues in the world. So if you want to push it that far, feel free. Otherwise, little things like that. It definitely has a lot of resources that you can answer any question.
Okay, but are you going to? Are y'all going to be renaming your the group to Dalaran Sewer?
I don't think they're doing that. I mean, there's that whole Ravenholt or Bust campaign that pretty much
Ravenholter
got-
Riot?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it got ignored apparently. But no, I mean, you guys can feel free to ask them on Twitter and see if they're gonna rebrand or something.
Dalaran Sewer.
I don't know that domain would be as catchy. That might be.
Well, it's Rogue that I'm running through the alpha with, or have been running through the
Nice.
alpha with. It's my favorite combat. I guess it's now called Outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, And
Yeah.
someone that asking me to ask you about that, how you feel about that.
It's hard to say because I haven't played it yet. Uh, Hopefully I'll get hooked up at some point, but I'm just being patient with the alpha. Um, but yeah, it's I've done a lot of research on it. I think it addresses some of the issues. You're basically a pirate, so that's pretty cool. Um, Hopefully there is a fair amount of mid-ranged because as melee, we know from experience that Blizzard is a little nearsighted when it comes to addressing melee in a raid environment. Hence why we have 6 hunters. Um, so, so that's basically something that we that I really do hope they address a lot. But it seems cool with the the pistol. I think there's pistol shot is like a mid-ranged ability that you can use. So um, hopefully it addresses some of it. I don't know if it's just going to be um, one of those things that you just kind of spam like what Shuriken Toss was and it gets nerfed and never used again, which is totally possible, but we'll see. It's hard to say. They're gonna rebalance everything anyway, so it's hard to, even with the current alpha build, it's really hard to make any assumptions on anything other than just core rotation.
It's a combat rogue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's combat. I think they're still gonna call it. I mean, people are still gonna refer to it as combat. It is what it is.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more interested to see the catch-up mechanic. So right now, for instance, there's 13 bosses in Hellfire, and I run subtlety on I think 8 of them, and then combat on the others.
Wow.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that works with the new mechanic, with the artifact and all that. Are you going to be switching specs, or are the talents going to be enough to balance and there's going to be 3 viable options? That's probably really hard to do because there's always going to be one that is best for that fight, and you'll be expected to play that if you're in a competitive environment. If you're just playing for fun, then, it's fine, whatever. Play what you want to play, no big deal. But, that 1% of us that freak out if they're not playing the best class or best spec, is always an issue.
Well, I mean, it'll be possible. You'll be able to do it. It just might look a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm most interested in. But the new specs, I think, are pretty neat. I think the whole lore behind everything is a really cool addition. Nostalgia is a big deal. So to play off that, I think, is really smart as far as the lore goes and all that. So
Cool. Well, gosh, thanks so much, Accomp. I've been calling you Accomp for
That's
a long
okay.
time, but now I know Accomplice. Accomp. That's how it goes.
I'm
It's
still
soft.
gonna mess that up.
it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter.
No,
It doesn't bother me at all.
I feel like I'm gonna stress out about it way more than you ever will. It's
Yeah,
okay.
that's cool.
We'll get through this.
Cool. And sure, yeah. Thanks for doing the moose runs. And thanks for coming on the show. Y'all are doing a huge public service. It's huge, and it's friendly, and it's you're a big part of the community.
Before
It's been fun. Feedback is great.
we let you out of here, you got any shout outs?
Yeah. I guess we always have to thank Darius for the show. That's just the thing. If you ever see him in game, please send him a tell. He's got a bunch of alts, so if you're curious about which one he's on, just send me a tell and ask, and I'll hook you up with the character name. But yeah, anytime you see him on Twitter, anywhere, just say thanks for the show. Send him pictures of yourself thanking him for the show. He loves it. He really appreciates as much spam as you can possibly send him. So do that. And then make sure you CC me so I can laugh and retweet it. That'd be great.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Darius.
if you would like to thank Convert to Mythic for what they're doing, Darius is accepting bat guano. I believe I heard that. Just
Yeah.
male
I believe
Darius.
he's gotten it before. Like an actual physical thing of it.
Yes.
I'm not joking. That's a real thing. I
No, that's a
think
real thing.
Yeah.
I remember him having the baggie of it.
Yeah, that's
So,
incredible.
It was like a cookies or something that someone made him
yeah.
and called
I
it
don't think
bat
he ate
guano.
but
All All
Oh,
right.
the first BlizzCon I ever went to. Aw. You go to all the BlizzCons, yeah?
No, my first one was this year.
That was the first time.
Yeah, yeah, first time, and it was crazy. There's so many people that I just either didn't know or recognize or just getting pulled everywhere. It was a good time though. It was nice to meet everyone on my team. We had so many people there.
Hmm?
It was a really good time.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
No, that was the best part. That was better than BlizzCon itself, honestly. It was just hanging out in the lobby at the Hilton.
Yeah, you don't even need a ticket to the con.
Yeah,
Just,
I might not even buy one next year, honestly. Just go. Just
that's what I said this past year, but at the last minute, Hokie had a ticket and I bought it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
went, and
yeah, just get the virtual pass and then buy a plane ticket. You'll be fine.
yeah, I liked watching the esports stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. There's a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, we should go.
All
We
right.
talk to you all night long, but we should go.
Well, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful night, my friend.
No problem. You too.
We talked to him way too long. He's just so easy to talk to.
All right. So I have no idea where we are in show notes.
It is time to bring on our friend Nate.
It's time for Nate. It's time for Nate.
I don't think that's a thing.
No, we can't do that.
Nate, Bobby, banana, Bobby, be fine, mate.
All right,
Nate.
I like the time for Nate thing better than whatever it was that you just did.
That's the name game.
I don't know that I'm into this.
You've never heard of the name game?
No.
Cuddles, bo bubbles, banana, bo bubbles, be fine, mo mubbles. Cuddles.
No idea.
Kleptic, poplectic, banana, boflectic, be fine.
Oh, we are going in the wrong places and we're going to
Kleptic.
roll with it.
Oh, am I Nate? Am I Nate?
Apoplectic? What?
You're Nate, he is Sal. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, good. We're having identity crisis again this week. Excellent.
Yay.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
It
What's
wouldn't
up,
be the show.
guys?
There's my favorite bald, bearded, beautiful Nate.
That's right. Favorite. Favorite bald, bearded, beautiful. Suck it, Arsangus.
Oh!
It's even here.
There's Sengus.
No,
I haven't seen her Sengus tonight. That's strange. He's usually here.
All right. Well, he can get mad at me later.
Wow, you are repping. You are
Yeah.
repping tonight with the Alliance hat, and the T-shirt, and the blue cup, and everything.
Yep. The cup actually does have a. I don't know if you can see it, but
Is
it
that
does have
Alliance?
the.
It is an Alliance.
It does have the.
cup.
Woohoo!
You are nuts. You are nuts.
Yeah. I'm all about
Nate.
that Alliance life.
Nate, you need to give us a raid report before I go crazy.
All right, so a lot of stuff going on this week. Everybody was very busy. We got a lot of stuff to report. So let's take a look. We got a few Cormorant kills, but they're not as important as some of the later kills. So we'll skip to those because most of the teams that killed him got later kills as well. We'll start on Gorefiend. We've got Blame the Hunter, Brotherhood of Fire, and Cat on Fire, all racking heroic kills. Oh, and Team Chaos. Everybody got heroic kills on Gorefiend this week, so congratulations to all those guys. On Tyrant Velhari, we've got the Troublemakers clocking in with a normal kill. We have a bunch of teams hitting Manaroth up. Got Extortion, we've got Banana Republic and Bacon and Kegs, as well as Gruel's Gone Wild and Raiding with Earmuffs. All have heroic Manaroth kills now. And to Hardcores have a normal Manaroth kill. I think they've got some heroic kills as well, so I don't know if that's as a big deal for them. And we got a bunch of people getting Archimon kills the last couple weeks. Rolling Thunder, the Rady Brunch, and Threat Level Midnight all got new heroic... I'm sorry. Rady Bunch has a normal kill. And then Rolling Thunder, Threat Level Midnight, and Rectified all have heroic kills. So congratulations to those teams on their Moose mounts. And then, last but not least, we've got 3 teams with some new mythic kills this week. We have Get Off My Lawn and Warfront with mythic assault kills, and Edamame Enterprise has a mythic Kilrog kill.
Woo!
So they are now on the mythic Gorefiend wall. So I don't know if that deserves congratulations or not, because that fight is, that fight's fun. So, from the forums, we have a shout out from from the Call Kenny Loggins team, from our friend Took. He says, Call Kenny Loggins is a new team at recruiting for heroics. They run Wednesdays and Sundays at 4 p.m. server. This week, they successfully killed 4 bosses in Heroic Hellfire Citadel, and they're aiming for ahead of the curve. So hit up their team page on the CTR website to apply for a spot in the Danger Zone!
Oh, that's awesome.
And that is it for me, guys. I don't have a whole lot else to tell you about, but there's still lots of raiding happening in the CTR guild. So if I know we got a lot of guildies in the chat room tonight, but if you've got anybody checking us out and looking for a home, looking for some raid teams, CTR's the place to be.
It definitely is that.
Yes, it is. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Nate. I love seeing you.
Well, it's good to see you guys too.
How do you say that thing about the danger thing?
Danger Zone!
That should be Nate's sounder.
Welcome
you
to
go.
the Danger Zone. I can't even do that. All right, I'll
Danger
pull it.
zone!
Danger
Welcome
Zone!
Welcome
No,
to the
that
Nate's
was-
Zone? No?
The
We'll work on it.
Zone?
I think
Original Natesta?
No.
No?
We should go now.
We should not throw up gang signs.
Yeah, you better cut me off before I say something ridiculous again.
Oh.
Again.
Oh.
You don't want to repeat of last week,
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what.
or the last show.
Oh.
Are you gonna hang up on him or not? What did he do last time? That was so ridiculous.
He mentioned a Twitter conversation that he and I had had. I can't say what he did because that's just bringing the ridiculous back.
Oh.
We can talk about it after the show. Someone in the
Well-
chat room will remember it, I'm sure.
All
right.
Turarts.
I think it's time for tea.
It's time for tea.
It is indeed time for tea. We're gonna bring tea in. So one of the things that he mentioned as I'm getting tea in here is Rolling Thunder
Convert to moose.
got their heroic Archimon kill, beating my team, Bacon and Kegs.
Right.
And I just actually sent, during the show, Chai Tea 2 Bright Paws. So, hey! It is not Nate.
You got a haircut?
Actually, it's just straightened, but I did color it purple. I don't think you can see it very well.
I can see purple.
Violently. So, yeah, I just straightened it instead of having the mom frizz going on.
It's time for
Exciting.
There's nothing mom about your hair right now.
Thank you. Say, I still have an hour till the husband gets home, so hopefully it stays this way. But moving on, events, stuff, exciting things. First of all, shout out to so many guildies. We've had a ton of donations lately. I just opened my mail. We just got a 50,000 gold donation from Bartholomew. So that is awesome. We have had pets from Valen. He's been pumping us up really big. And Kaylee, an officer and alone, doesn't even have a guildie in the guild, donated 4 pets from the Blizzard store. So that is exciting. There are so many of you who have donated. And I've tried to say thank you for all of them. But sometimes when I open my mail, I just shift click and you guys don't do notes. So I'm sorry for those of you that didn't get thank yous, but I appreciate it. Seriously, it is awesome. If you have donations and you want to send them my way, you can always just do in-game to Turarts. Otherwise, hit me up, email ctrguildevents@gmail.com. We'll talk about it. Events, the anniversary is coming up. It is going to be January 17th to the 24th. We've been talking about it for months now. This week, things you will see, sign up for our guild raffle. If you don't know what this is, just a brief explanation. There'll be a post on the guild.converttoraid.com for the deadline. It'll link you to the forums. You'll do a Google Doc to sign up. 1 sign up per person, and you get a gift. So that sign up will be coming up this week. We'll also have sign up for the guild gift exchange. I pair you guys up. You get gifts for each other. It's a lot of fun. Great way to get to know a guildie. And we do have a gold limit on it, just so someone doesn't buy like all the sapphire tiger mount things and someone else, doesn't. So we do 5,000 gold. Figure that's a decent amount, especially if you're doing your garrisons, that Blingtron one. You get 4K in 1 week. Easy. But we do have that gold cap just to make it fair. Otherwise, I know Cuddles is doing a Hearthstone tournament that week. Eve's looking at doing Heroes. All the event planners are doing something, so just watch the calendar. Some things you may need to sign up for early, so just make sure you do that. Other things, you may just get to show up and have fun. So yeah, it's exciting. I can't believe it's only like a month away, so it's coming up quick. Otherwise, that's it. Oh, Town Hall. I'm supposed to mention that. We have a Town Hall this week. It is going to be the 17th. It's a little bit later. It's going to be at 7 p.m. server. But like Zug says, if we do it earlier, West Coast gets upset. So East Coast this time, it's kind of favoring them. But that's fine. So we record it. You can always listen to it later. But there is a Town Hall this week. I think that's it. That's all I have for event news. Exciting stuff.
Tell us, for the people who are uninitiated, remind us what a town hall is and why we should either go, how we can go if you wanted to, or how we can listen to it later.
Yeah, so the town hall is just a great way for all of us to get together. We are in Mumble, but usually we end up maxing that out. So we do Zug's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zug, and we just talk about event happenings. Zug will kind of do an overview. If there's any serious issues or big changes, he'll talk about that. Each of the department heads will kind of have their little spiel on what's been happening, what's upcoming, any changes. And then we have a section for questions, which is really great because if there's something you've been wanting, please don't ask about a Horde Guild. It's not going to happen. We are not getting a Horde Guild. Don't waste time on that one. But if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them. We'll answer them. And we have questions about everything. Last time the raid builder just came out, so I think a lot of questions we dedicated towards that. But you can always watch it later. We record it. I think Zug puts it up on his Twitch channel to watch later. And if you go to the guild.converttorade.com, top paragraph says watch our latest town hall here. And so I've never clicked on it, but I'm assuming you click on it and it works. So if you can't make it, test it out for me and let me know.
It works.
Okay, gotcha. I'm always there because I have to talk, so I've never had to go back and watch. But yeah, I mean, if you are new to the guild and you don't know like who the department heads are or who a lot of officers are, it's a great way to kind of come in and see what's happening. If you're kind of old hat to the guild, we are always changing, adding things, so it's a great way to kind of keep up to date and find out what's going on and see what we're going to change in 2016. So I always love them. They're a lot of fun. Keep them about an hour, I think, so it's not terribly long. But yeah, 17th. So mark your calendars. Or no, the 16th. It's a Wednesday. 16th. Yeah, yep. 16th. Sorry. I think it's Sunday. It's Monday. That's why we're doing this podcast. 16th.
It is Wednesday night. Or you can listen to it at any time afterwards. And I understand a lot of people are going, what do you mean? What do you mean? This is Star Wars. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Yes. Everyone can watch Star Wars and everyone can listen to the thing. You can ask questions. Yeah, I recommend it. I always listen to them. I can't always make it live myself, but yeah, it's worth it. You're part of the community.
And somewhere in the 7 p.m., there we go, midnight, 7 p.m. server time. And something else is, if you're listening to it like in Mumble or in Twitch channel, we also have people in game monitoring questions too. And I think they usually pick a place to hang out, so you can always ask questions in game, in Mumble, on Twitch. I think those are the 3 places. I think that's it. So lots of activities and things to do. It's exciting.
Are we going to have a Horde Guild then?
No. We can't, because how can we run Horde stuff and Alliance stuff?
But Horde Guild, though.
I know. Join AIE. I hear they're...
Well, actually, I just... One actual question, since Sal is going to, goof off over here. What are the chances of us getting a Horde Guild?
Oh my god, I hate you both so much. There's no Horde Guild. If you guys ask this at the thing, Zug is going to flip. No.
Be like, hey Zug, can we have a Horde Guild?
There's
And
no hard guilt.
I'll be in mumble and be like, hey, can you unmute me so I can ask? Okay, cool. Hey, I'm Sal. Everybody,
No
thank you for the
hard
show, Darius.
Yes, you have to do that.
Zug, can we have a horde guild? Yeah, that'll be funny, and no one will laugh.
No.
Darius is supposed to come to this, so if you want to thank him, like Accomp said to, this would be a great time to, get on and just
Oh, we could all thank Darius for the
overload
show.
him with love. He just needs hugs and cuddles. That's what he needs. Hugs and cuddles and love. So,
Okay, so
Well, I'm
prize-
Cuddles, so we just have to go find hugs.
there we go.
We can do this.
Yikes. Okay. Let's see. Nate says it's now going to be a competition between the department heads to see who can ask first. Okay, is Ursangus going to ask it? I'm not ahead of anything. That's great. I just hang out. Jim's Lock.
That was good.
Long time listener, first time caller. Will there be a horde guild? Yes.
Oh god. Pat's
We
gonna
should
kill me.
all
It's
ask
okay.
that. The thing is, I would never ever play horde. Like, I would never join a horde guild. It just wouldn't happen.
I did Alliance and then our guild broke up and then I was Horde right before CTR, and when they announced they're going to Alliance, I'm like, yes, I can go back home. Thank God. I didn't like
To
it.
the good guys.
Yes, it really is. Our stuff's cleaner. How it is.
We don't smell as bad.
We don't.
Less spikes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Horde
I-
architecture. Put spikes there.
God, no.
That's just it.
So
Okay,
Town Hall,
Spikes.
watch the calendar. That's it. You
Yeah.
guys can go back.
All right. Alright,
See you
thank you so
guys.
much. Have a wonderful
Bye.
night. Bye.
Oh, Prize is just totally trolling us in the chat room right now. I love it. And I want Prize to always troll everything. Okay, do you want to talk about Discord again, really quick?
I would love to talk about Discord. Now, folks, if you can hear the sound of our voice, then guess what? You can get into our Discord channels. So there are 2 links that you need to know about, you need to be aware about, you need to type into your web browsers. Those 2 are in the show notes here, discord.converttoraid.com and bit.ly/converteddiscord. So what those 2 are, the first one that I told you about, that is for the Convert to Raid podcast. That is their Discord. All sorts of fun stuff going on there. If you like to play Rocket League, if you like to play WoW, if you like to play Heroes, if you like to play Overwatch or anything else, go check that out. If Sal can be nice enough to place that in the chat room, that is
Sure.
discord.converttoraid.com. And then, guys, if you're in this chat room, you listen to this show, you like what we do, which I hope you do, because why else would you be here? bit.ly/converteddiscord. That is bit.ly/converteddiscord. Sal's going to place that link in the chat room. I'll also have them in the show notes. That is our Converted Podcast Discord. If you enjoy playing HOTS with Sal, good Lord, you cannot pry this woman off of it.
That's totally true right now. Oh my god.
It's insane. It's like, hey, Sal, what you doing? Playing HOTS?
Playing HOTS.
8 hours later, hey, Sal, what you... HOTS.
Playing HOTS.
8 hours later, Sal, what are
Playing
you...
HOTS.
I'm still playing HOTS. That's
Dude, you know who else is a total sick fiend for it? Is Sly.
really...
She is nuts over it. Like, in Australia.
gosh. Yeah.
And she works like night shift. She's a nurse, right? And she's... she... it's crazy. She sleeps when we're at work.
Yeah.
Right, and then like she gets up, goes, oh, it's 5:30 in the morning. I can do another game. Let's do another match, Sal. Let's go. Yeah, she and I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
Shout
awesome.
out to Sly.
So guys, go and check out both of those Discords. They have both a chat and a voice aspect to them. Whole lot of fun, whole lot of people in them. They're both very active, and it's a great place to connect with community members, kind of just outside of WoW, but inside of WoW too. So you can use Discord to do things. So that brings us to the part of the show where we do our chat room shoutouts. Now, do we have any shoutouts from the chat room? And while I'm looking for those, Sal, do we have any shoutouts from Twitter?
We got a few different shoutouts. Well, first of all, We got something from Navox. He says, I want to give a shout. Oh, Navox? Wait a minute. We've heard that name before. Navox is our friend. That's right. He's no longer on the show, but he's still in our hearts. And he says he wants to give a shout out to Berserker's new podcast, Unshackled Fury. Such a fantastic show. And you know what, Cuddles, I know you've listened to the last one as well. Guys, if you have not listened to Unshackled Fury, do it right now. Go subscribe to it. Listen to a few of them. He had this really great interview, like on his second show for Matthew Rossi. From Blizzard Watch, and it was just him and Matthew Rossi talking about warriors. How great was that? It's so cool. And lore, and Berserker's all about the lore. He's like this big like heavy metal like tough guy, but he's so totally into lore. So on episode 4, he did something called Inside the Helm. Yep. Where you get an insight into where he's coming from, why he plays WoW, and that it hit me in the heart, that story.
Yeah.
It would be hard to listen to that and not like I don't know, just not identify. Everyone can identify with some part of his story, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So Unshackled Fury, I know it's on iTunes, but it's also on SoundCloud. And if you want to look for Berserker himself, he is at Berserker Rage on Twitter. You know how some people, everyone, when I first started doing podcasting, me and Belschnickel by ourselves, we sucked for a while. And that's kind of part of the deal, right? And like you first get your feet wet or whatever. He really has his thoughts together, and something about his booming voice, and he's got these segments that he's just had prepared, and it's very impressive for someone who's done 4 episodes. So definitely can't say enough. The next thing Navox wanted to say was shout out to Convert to Mythic Raid Team for those moose runs. See, everyone's really appreciative of what they're doing with their tweets. Okay, so a lot of people gave shout outs to Spanx and Panda for the little baby. Okay, Rulu is one of them. Shout out to Spanx and Scoodu, Pandaria, Air, and Panda. Okay, these got 3 names, right? For winning the Most Beautiful Baby Award just a little earlier today.
Oh.
Thule says, I'd like to shout out to TJ Spanx and Scoodu for the new perfect baby. I'm going to say the wrong name again. How do you say this, Cuddles?
I don't know. I did.
Evangeline.
Yeah, Evangeline.
Evangeline Rose. Okay.
There you go. You got it.
So, thank you, Thule. But then Thule also says, congratulations is perfect. Make sure the doctors count the midi-chlorians to see if she needs Jedi schooling. I said that wrong too, but no one. There are Star Wars fans.
Is right. You're good.
There are Star Wars fans, and there's Panda and Spanx. Like Star Wars.
Wow.
So Thule really hit that on the head.
Now they had the baby in time for her to sneak out and go see the movie.
They've got tickets. She's just nuts over that. Let's see. Jack of Skulls says, wishing the best holidays to the best guildies.
Oh.
Okay, Marissa CTR, I believe Marissa CTR is in the chat room tonight, says, I want to send a Merry Christmas to the members of the best guild I've ever been in. Oh.
Aww.
Oh.
Welcome to your very first guild.
So, wait a minute. The very best guild, not first guild. Did I say first?
No, I was making
best.
A joke. Yeah. It's me now? Because the cops?
Because the sirens.
Yeah. Hey, at least it's not protesting. That's what the great thing about playing with Sal all weekend is you get to hear some very wonderful political activists screaming for their cause for hours. But let's move on into chat room shout outs. We got a whole bunch in here. So first and foremost from Torarts, she says, I seriously cannot thank you guys enough for the donations you have given to the anniversary You all are absolutely amazing. I'm blown away by how awesome this community is. Love to all of you. Queepajin, I know I said that one wrong, is approaching his 1-year anniversary, so big shout out to that. And he throws a shout out to Frosty for giving him a chance to go raid with them. Sarcastard, shout out to the EU, which remembered my birthday on the 1st. LOL. And Calixandra has a shout out to Accomp. Did I get that right? Accomp? Accomp. Yeah. Shout out to Accomp. Convert to Moose and Prize for helping me get my Moosey. Love y'all. Wickedella. Shout out to Nate CTR for being so fabulous when I had sight issues last week. Accomp. Shout out to the Los Gaming folks. Tovo and Tatfa for all the work they've been putting in on the new YouTube content. And guys, yeah, go check that out. It's youtube.com/LOS Gaming Show, I believe, if that's correct. Just search for Los Gaming and you will find them. They do the 2-minute tips videos from this last raid tier, so I'm sure you have already heard of them. We have, and that looks like it for chat room shoutouts. So Sal, do you have any? Do you have any shoutouts from the forum? Do we have forum things?
Oh, no, I already took care of that.
Okay, cool. Let's do yours.
Okay, well, I've been playing HOTS like a mad person, and I want to shout out to all the people that I've been playing HOTS with, and I'll probably forget somebody, but recently it's been Kerosene Kid, or Joe, he's in the chat room now, Sly, Draven Dresden, Ivalani and Mage, and of course the Grand Nagus. Always playing the HOTS. Grand Nagus is playing from Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. And these people join us in the Converted Discord, and we always have a good time. Kalani hangs out in the Converted Discord, not so much last weekend, but like he's often in there just chatting. Huh?
I had him.
You had him?
Well, not like that. Jeez, you make
like
it
what?
weird. No, I had him in another Discord playing Elite Dangerous.
Oh.
We were pew-pewing things in space a whole lot.
Okay, yes. Well, I really love talking to my friends and playing HOTS. So shout out to you guys. What do you got, honey?
All right. I would be absolutely remiss, and they would hate me if I did not say this. So big shout out to the Battle Res Bears, both Mr. Ursangus and Mudala, for having me on their show this week. I have not seen if the episode is up yet, but the one thing that I have to mention is somehow, if y'all know me at all, I seem to get wrapped up in like things unexpectedly. Somehow we've come up with a tri-tank challenge.
Oh,
I don't know what this is going to look like, but it's going to be some sort of challenge between Mudala, Ursangus, and myself. The bear, the panda, and I think Moo's going to do a pally. So, yeah, some sort of tank survivability challenge. If anybody has any ideas on how we can do that, please let them know. Other than that, guys, huge shout out to Accomp for not only doing what he's doing in the community, but coming in here at the last moment, being a wonderful, fantastic, and just great guest. And you know what? This is the last show of the year. So
it is.
I just want to like take an extra second here and say thank you to this guild. Our town hall will be my 1-year anniversary of playing WoW. Like, not in the guild, not coming back, but playing the game, period. I cannot say enough to each and every person in this guild, in this community that has reached out and interacted with me in any way. I have never found a place that I feel so at home, that I have felt so welcomed, and that I have felt so much love. And also, you know, Sal, you and Belle, I hoped he was going to be here. I was going to like cry and get emotional. Thank you guys so much for taking a chance on a neck-bearded panda and bringing him into the show. I really, really appreciate and I'm honored to be a part of this and to be a part of the guild. And Yeah, you have to cash 4 weeks of raid reports, Nate. I am sorry. So we are going to be away until the beginning of the year. We will be back after the first of the year.
January 4th. January 4th, right after the holidays.
There you go. We will be back
and
on
do you know
January
who's going to
4th.
be with us on January 4th?
I don't know who's going to... Oh my gosh!
It's Thule.
It's totally...
Yes, it's totally yes.
Oh,
And
that's exciting.
he doesn't have to work the next day or something like that. So he's already set his alarm clock so he can wake up in the middle of the night and talk to us.
Nice.
And we're gonna talk about the calendar and look at all the great photos of him and Spanx and all the people. So. Yeah, you want to know, do I actually keep his calendar by my desk at all times? The answer is yes.
She really does. Like, she breaks it out when we're playing HOTS and talks about it. She's like, no, I'm not going mid lane. I'm looking at the calendar again.
So,
Ready to do the end of the show part?
want to shout out to Kalani for sending me this amazing GIF of you getting your ship destroyed and getting upset on Twitch.
Yeah.
This makes me happy.
Yeah, I flew into an asteroid and almost died, and then backed away from the asteroid, turned around in space and said, guys, I think I might run into the asteroid again. And then proceeded to run smack dab into the asteroid again and go. Like, basically, Elite Dangerous is just me failing over and over and over and over. Oh, and she pasted it in the chat room. Thank you for that.
Yes, it's in chat room. You can click on it right now. It's a push notification, or not a push notification. It's a push link, and you can watch it.
And
It's
my wife's in there too. Cuddle wife. She's wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mask. That's awesome. That's not a headband. That's a Ninja Turtle mask.
That's
all
awesome.
right.
We should wrap this up.
I know. I was trying to, and then you had gifts. Just saying. Can we do it?
Let's wrap it up.
Okay. If you're listening to the show on iTunes or Stitcher, take a few moments and give us a thumbs up or write us a review and tell us how we are doing. We'll even give you a shout out on the show. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to join us live, look us up on twitch.tv/convertedpodcast. That is where we stream, on twitch.tv/converted, not anywhere else. Sal, what can they do if they would like to be on this wonderful, amazing, and incredible show?
They can email us at convertedpodcast@gmail.com. That's convertedpodcast@gmail.com. I do know we are booked for a few months now. So you're looking at March if you contact us today.
Woohoo!
Which is a good problem to have. We have amazing people coming up. So there's not a show on the 28th because of holidays. Totally normal. Everyone's out of town and coming in and coming out. So January 4th, Thule, be here.
Oh, yeah. And guys, if you don't... Did you mention who Thule was? Thule is from Sweden. And Thule
Everybody
comes
knows
here.
Thule.
Okay.
No, you can say it.
And Thule comes here. And he does things with us. Like, it's awesome. He came to BlizzCon. He goes to Minnesota. Like, we're doing I didn't even talk about the Florida meetup, and now it's too late. All right, we're going to talk about it in January. We're going to have like 2 weeks, and we're going to YOLO that.
Why not? Do you have a date set for sure? Oh, Lord, this is...
This is compelling podcasting.
I'm going to give everyone your home phone number.
Please do.
And they're going to call you and ask exactly when that date is.
Please do. Oh, hey, you know what? Let me do this. If you're in Florida and you're interested in meeting up with us, we are going to be meeting up in the Tampa-Brandon area around the middle to end of January. I will have an exact date out on Twitter soon, TM, within the next week, and we will be hyping this up, talking about it. We'll be talking about it in other places, and it'll be all good. It'll be all gravy, baby. Did I just say that?
Go.
Let's get that.
No, and that marks the end of the show. Good night, everybody.
Does. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Happy Wintervale. Where's the buttons?
You can follow us on Twitter at converted_CTR.
And be sure to follow us on our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast.
Also, follow us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast, and join us live every other Monday at 7 p.m. server.
You can follow me at Summer_Sal
Cuddles at Mullet863.
and Belschnickel at BelschnickelCTR.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really.
Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights, and I glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage, and wax a chump like a candle.